3, including former DMP Commissioner, is sentenced to death in case of 6 people killing, including martyr Anas at Jangarpul. Former Assistant Commissioner sentenced imprisonment of 6 years, OC 4 years, and 3 police sentenced 3 years each. Prosecution not fully satisfied with Jangarpul verdict. Prosecution to appeal for increasing sentences of convicts, says Chief Prosecutor. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus asks armed forces to perform duties with professionalism, neutrality and inter-institutional coordination to ensure participatory, free and fair elections. Chief Advisor presides board meeting of BIDA, BISA and MIDA decision to establish a free trade zone and a defence industrial zone. EC starts sending postal ballots within country. Results of referendum and general elections to be announced together, says Election Commission. Entire country immersed in electoral festival. Candidates going door to door with various promises and new plans. BNP alleges a political party conducting election campaigns by exploiting religious sentiments. Safety of women at home, outside and at workplaces to be ensured if Jamaat-e-Islami comes to power, says Dr. Shafiqur Rahman. In the Philippines, a ferry carrying 359 passengers and crew capsizes. At least 18 people died and 24 still missing. And in Bulawayo, Bangladesh lost to England by 7 wickets in Under-19 World Cup. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. I am Roya Zabin. You have just heard the headlines. Now news in details. The International Crimes Tribunal 1 has sentenced 3 of the 8 accused, including former Dhaka Metropolitan Police DMP Commissioner Habibur Rahman, to death and handed down varying prison terms to the remaining 5 in a crimes against humanity case over the killing of 6 people, including martyr Anas at Jangarpul in the capital during the July mass uprising. On August 5, 2024, police opened fire on a peaceful student movement in the Jangarpul area, resulting in numerous casualties. Those martyred that day included Anas, Sheikh Junayed, Muhammad Yaqub, Muhammad Rakib Hauladar, Muhammad Ismamul Haq and Manik Mia Sharik. Alongside Habibur Rahman, the other 2 sentenced to death are former DMP Joint Commissioner Shudip Kumar Chakraborty and former Deputy Commissioner of Ramna Zone Shah Alam Muhammad Akhtarul Islam. The tribunal also sentenced former Assistant Police Commissioner of Ramna Zone Muhammad Imrul to 6 years in prison, former officer in charge of Shahbag Police Station Arshad Hussain to 4 years, and constables Muhammad Shujan, Muhammad Imaz Hussain Imon and Muhammad Nasirul Islam to 3 years each. The 3-member judicial panel of Tribunal 1, led by Justice Ghulam Murtaza Majumdar, delivered the verdict today. The other 2 members of the panel are Justice Muhammad Shafiul Alam Mahmud and retired District and Sessions Judge Muhammad Mohitul Haq Inam Chaudhry. Among those sentenced to death, 3 convicts, along with the Assistant Police Commissioner Muhammad Imrul, are currently absconding, while the remaining convicted individuals are in custody. The tribunal took nearly 1 hour to read out the verdict. With this ruling, the International Crimes Tribunal has delivered the 2nd verdict related to crimes against humanity committed during the July mass uprising. However, the prosecution is not fully satisfied with the verdict. Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam expressed this during a media briefing after the judgment, stating that the prosecution will appeal to the Supreme Court, seeking harsher sentences for those who received lesser punishment. Following the August 5 mass uprising, this was the first case filed with the International Crimes Tribunal concerning the July killings. After the case was filed, the investigation agency submitted its report on April 20 last year, following 6 months of investigation. The prosecution filed formal charges on May 25 of the same year, which the tribunal accepted on the same day and ordered the start of the formal trial on July 14. Testimonies began on August 11 with statements from 26 witnesses, including members of families of the July martyrs, July fighters, police personnel, and one of the key organizers of the July mass uprising and former advisor, Asif Mahmood Shajipunya. After a lengthy 6-month trial process, the International Crimes Tribunal 1 delivered the verdict today, exactly 1 year, 5 months, and 22 days after the Jangarpul killings. The verdict announcement was broadcast live on Bangladesh television and the prosecution's Facebook page. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus directed members of the armed forces to exercise maximum vigilance to ensure a free, fair and credible election, describing the February 12th referendum and the 13th Jatiya সংসদ election as a critical moment for Bangladesh's democratic future. Professor Yunus was addressing a views exchange meeting with senior armed forces officers at Army headquarters today. Expressing confidence in the armed forces, the chief advisor said the government remains hopeful that as a symbol of public trust, they will once again carry out their assigned responsibilities with professionalism, neutrality, and a strong sense of duty, as demonstrated in the past. Professor Mohammad Yunus has described the upcoming referendum and Jatiya সংসদ election as a decisive turning point in Bangladesh's democratic transition. The chief advisor said the referendum will allow the people to express their views on shaping the future state system, while the Jatiya সংসদ election will enable them to elect suitable representatives to implement those views. Professor Yunus said that a large number of young voters will be casting their ballots for the first time, while many older citizens are returning to the polls after being deprived of their voting rights for a prolonged period. In this context, it is collective responsibility to ensure a fear-free and festive voting environment for all voters, he said. Considering the country's overall realities, the chief advisor said the armed forces would be a crucial partner in fulfilling this responsibility. He said that free, fair and acceptable elections form the foundation of a democratic state, adding that the administration and the election commission must be provided with maximum support to ensure every citizen can exercise his voting rights without fear or undue influence. The chief advisor directed the top leadership of the armed forces to ensure that all decisions at the field level during the upcoming election are lawful, restrained and responsible. The chief advisor said the election holds special significance as a large number of young voters and citizens long deprived of voting rights are participating. Ensuring that every citizen can exercise their franchise in a fear-free environment is a historic responsibility of the state, he added. Senior officers of the Army, Navy and Air Force and invited guests were present at the meeting. Earlier, upon his arrival at the Army headquarters, the chief advisor was received by Chief of Army Staff General Waqaruzzaman, Chief of Naval Staff Admiral M. Nazmul Hassan, Chief of Air Staff Air Chief Marshal Hassan Mahmud Khan, and Armed Forces Division Principal Staff Officer Lieutenant General S.M. Kamrul Hassan. The government has taken a decision to establish a free trade zone in Anwara, Chattogram and a defense industrial zone in Mirsharai. The decision was taken at a meeting of the Beza Governing Board held at the Chief Advisor's office today. Chairman of the Governing Board and Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus presided over the meeting. Following this, meetings of the governing boards of the Matarbari Integrated Development Authority (MIDA) and the Bangladesh Investment Development Authority (BIDA) were held. At the Biza board meeting, a decision was taken on how to revive the Kushtia sugar mill by working with Biza's economic zone. Besides, a policy decision was taken to permit the establishment of economic zones within municipal areas. The governing board of the Moheshkhali Integrated Development Authority (MIDA) has given initial approval to an organizational structure of 137 people. Besides, an initial approval has been given for what MIDA will do by 2030. The governing body of Bangladesh Investment Development Authority (BIDA) has decided to provide cash back to expatriate Bangladeshis if they assist in bringing investments to Bangladesh. Additionally, a proposal to merge 6 investment promotion agencies was approved in principle. However, the next government will implement the proposal. After the meeting, BIDA Executive Chairman Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun disclosed this information during a briefing to journalists at the Foreign Service Academy.
প্রথম যে ইস্যুটা নিয়ে আলাপ হয়েছে সেটা হচ্ছে বা নীতিগত সিদ্ধান্ত হয়েছে সেটা হচ্ছে ফ্রি ট্রেড জোন নিয়ে। সো বাংলাদেশে এই মুহূর্তে ফ্রি ট্রেড জোন কনসেপ্টটা নেই। ফ্রি ট্রেড জোন বলতে আমরা কি বুঝাই? ফ্রি ট্রেড জোন বলতে আমরা একটা অলমোস্ট ডিমড ওভারসিজ টেরিটরি বুঝাই যেখানে কাস্টমসের কোনো বাধ্যবাধকতা থাকবে না এবং সেখানে রি-এক্সপোর্ট করা যাবে, সেখানে স্টোরেজ করা যাবে, সেখানে ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং করা যাবে। এটা আমরা ফাইনালি ক্যাবিনেটে নিয়ে যাব। এই ফ্রি ট্রেড জোনের লোকেশন হিসাবে ইনিশিয়ালি চট্টগ্রামের আনোয়ারাকে আইডেন্টিফাই করা হয়েছে। প্রায় 600-650 একর জমির উপরে একটা ফ্রি ট্রেড জোন তৈরি করার চেষ্টা চলছে। আর্ম ফোর্সেস ডিভিশন, বেজা এবং চিফ অ্যাডভাইজার্স অফিস, মিনিস্ট্রি অফ ডিফেন্স সবাই মিলে কাজ করছেন যে মিরসরাইতে আমরা প্রায় 850 একর জমিকে আজকে থেকে ইয়ারমার্ক করছি। নীতিগত সিদ্ধান্ত হয়েছে যে আমরা মাস্টার প্ল্যানে এটাকে ইনক্লুড করব, যেটা আসলে ডিফেন্স ইন্ডাস্ট্রিয়াল জোন হিসাবে এখন থেকে ইয়ারমার্কড হবে। আমাদের যারা বিদেশে আছেন তারা সবাই আসলে তাদের নিজেদের একটা নেটওয়ার্ক আছে দেশের বাইরে এবং তারা ওই সোসাইটির সাথে, ওই ইনভেস্টমেন্ট কমিটির সাথে ভেরি ওয়েল কানেক্টেড। তা আমাদের আশা হচ্ছে যে ওনারা বাংলাদেশে বিনিয়োগ আনাতে সাহায্য করবেন। তো ওনারা যদি বাংলাদেশে বিনিয়োগটা নিয়ে আসতে পারেন তাহলে ওই ইকুইটির একটা পার্সেন্টেজ আমরা আবার সরকার থেকে ওনাদেরকে দিব। বিডা, বেজা, বেবজা, হাইটেক পার্ক অথরিটি, পিপিপি অথরিটি এবং সাথে বিসিক, এই কয়টা হচ্ছে আমাদের 6টি সংস্থাকে আমরা একীভূতকরণের কথা বলছি।
Law Commission Chairman Justice Zeenat Ara submitted the Commission's Annual Report 2025 to President Mohammad Shahabuddin at Bongo Bhavan today. The Commission Chairman briefed the President about various aspects of the reports and the activities of the Commission. The President urged the Law Commission to take initiatives to make the existing laws and regulations of the country time-befitting and beneficial for the people. Commission's members and high officials of Bongo Bhavan were present. Election Commissioner Abdur Rahman al-Masood said there is no pressure on Commission regarding 13th Jatiya সংসদ elections and referendum 2026. He said this while talking to journalists at his Nirbachon Bhavan office in the city's Agargaon today. Regarding loan defaulters, Masood said direct loan defaulters have been identified and measures have been taken to invalidate their candidacies. He also said if anyone wins an election despite being a loan defaulter or otherwise disqualified under the law, the Election Commission can take action after the election on its own initiative or based on information received. Masood said voters should elect the person they prefer, but they must fulfill their civic duty. They must participate in voting. Election Commission Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed said that postal ballots are being sent within the countries starting today. He added that the results of the referendum and the parliamentary election will be announced together. He shared various aspects of the Election Commission's meeting with diplomats at a press conference held today at his office in the Election Commission in Agargaon. He said that the announcement of the election results will be delayed due to the referendum. In response to journalists' questions about the absence of any visible action by the Election Commission over violations of the Code of Conduct, the Commission Secretary said that candidates are able to carry out election campaigns because a level playing field exists. However, he urged that if there are any violations of the Code of Conduct, complaints should be lodged directly with the Electoral Inquiry Committee or the respective returning officer. NCP delegation led by Hasnat Abdullah today called on Chief Election Commissioner AMM Nasir Uddin. Central NCP leader and secretary of the party's subcommittee on election commission related issues, Ayman Rahat, was also present at the meeting. After the meeting, Hasnat Abdullah told journalists that the Election Commission has been briefed about a political party's violation of the Code of Conduct during the election period. He claimed that leaders and activists of the same party were attempting to disrupt the election activities of rival parties. Certain candidates of a particular political party, along with their leaders, activists and supporters, are conducting election campaigns by exploiting religious sentiments. This attempt to seek votes through the misinterpretation of religion is undesirable. BNP Election Steering Committee spokesperson and advisor to the BNP chairperson, Mahdi Amin, made these allegations today during a briefing at Gulshan in the capital today. He said that efforts to influence voters by using religious beliefs and emotions are seriously undermining the transparency, neutrality, freedom and fairness of the election. He also called the immediate adoption of effective measures in this regard. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman today alleged that a vested quarter is involved in a multifaceted conspiracy to obstruct the upcoming national election. He urged all to remain alert against such negative activities. The BNP leader was addressing virtually a public election campaign rally as the chief guest, organized at the Hatia Island Government College playground. Central BNP leader and Noakhali 6 constituency BNP candidate Mahbubur Rahman, district BNP convener Mahbub Alamgir Alo, and leaders and workers of the Upazila BNP, among others, were present. Tariq Zia said the duties of BNP followers would not end with casting votes alone. He said they must remain vigilant, observe the process closely, and ensure that the election results are accurate. Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman has said that if entrusted with the responsibility of running the state, his party will ensure dignity and security for women at home, in public spaces and in workplaces. He said steps would also be taken to ensure that women can take part in social and state activities according to their qualifications. Dr. Shafiqur Rahman made the remarks while addressing an election rally at Shohid Abrar Fahad Stadium in Kushtia today. Mentioning that people no longer want politics based on hollow promises, Shafiqur Rahman said unemployment would not be increased through unemployment allowances. Instead, unemployment would be reduced by ensuring job-oriented education and creating employment opportunities for the youth. Claiming that extortion would be eradicated and syndicates dismantled, he said it is possible to bring about visible change in the country within a year. The Jamaat Amir added that people will vote for the 11-party alliance to free the nation from extortion and all forms of oppression. An election campaign rally at the Chuadanga town football ground, Amir of Jamaat-e-Islami Dr. Shafiqur Rahman pledged to build a corruption-free state structure based on justice insaf. He urged voters to cast their ballots in favor of yes in the referendum to permanently show a red card to corrupt individuals, extortionists and fascists. Dr. Shafiqo also alleged that women activists of Jamaat are being harassed in different areas and said that common people would retaliate against this injustice by voting for Jamaat-e-Islami. Now, international news.